The first time I met Ryan's parents, his mother cried. Not delicate tears. Full sobbing. She grabbed my face with both hands and stared into my eyes like she was seeing a ghost. "It's really you," she whispered. "You're finally home." I thought it was sweet. Overwhelming, but sweet. I had no idea I was looking at my future nightmare. My name is Catherine Price. I'm 27 years old. And 6 months ago, I discovered that my perfect in-laws weren't just welcoming me into their family. They were replacing their dead daughter with me. Let me start from the beginning. I met Ryan Ashford at a coffee shop in Boston. Classic meet cute. He bumped into me, spilled my latte, insisted on buying me a new one. We talked for 3 hours. He was kind, funny, successful. A software engineer at a startup. Good-looking in that unassuming way, glasses, messy hair, genuine smile. We dated for 8 months before he proposed. Simple proposal, nothing fancy. Just the two of us on a walk through Boston Common. "I love you," he said. "I want to spend my life with you. Will you marry me?" I said yes. The next weekend, he took me to meet his parents. Helen and Thomas Ashford lived in a massive Victorian house in Newton. Old money. The kind of family that had trust funds and heirlooms and portraits of ancestors hanging in the hallway. I was nervous. I'd grown up in foster care, bounced between homes until I aged out at 18. I had no family, no pedigree, no trust fund. I was sure they'd hate me. Instead, Helen opened the door, saw me, and burst into tears. "Oh my God," she breathed. "Thomas, come here. Come here right now." Thomas appeared behind her. A tall man, distinguished silver hair. He looked at me and went completely pale. "It's uncanny," he whispered. "What is?" I asked, confused. Helen pulled me into a hug so tight I could barely breathe. "You're perfect. Absolutely perfect. Welcome home, sweetheart." I looked at Ryan over her shoulder. He was smiling, pleased. The rest of the evening was intense. Helen and Thomas asked me 1,000 questions. What did I like to do? What was my favorite color? Did I play any instruments? What books did I read? Every answer seemed to delight them. "Emily loved reading too," Helen would say. "Emily played piano." "Do you play piano, Catherine?" "Emily always wore her hair like that." Emily. Their daughter who had died. Ryan had mentioned her briefly. "I had a sister. She passed away when I was 18. He didn't like talking about it. Said it was too painful. But Helen and Thomas talked about her constantly. Over dinner, they showed me photos. Emily at 5, at 10, at 15. Emily playing piano. Emily at her high school graduation. And the photos looked familiar. Same dark hair. Same green eyes. Same face shape. We didn't look identical. But we looked similar enough that it was noticeable. "You remind us so much of her," Helen said, squeezing my hand. "It's like she sent you to us." I smiled politely, but something felt off. Till I told myself I was overthinking it. Grieving parents seeing their lost daughter and their son's fiancé. Sad but understandable. After dinner, Helen took me upstairs to show me the house. And that's when things got weird. She led me to a bedroom at the end of the hall. "This was Emily's room," she said, opening the door. The room was pristine. Untouched. Like a museum. Posters on the walls. Books on the shelves. Clothes in the closet. "We've kept it exactly as she left it," Helen said softly. I nodded, uncomfortable. Helen walked to the closet and pulled out a dress. Blue, vintage-looking, beautiful. This was Emily's favorite. "I think it would look stunning on you." She held it up against me. "Yes. Perfect fit." "Oh, I couldn't. Please." "I insist. Emily would have wanted you to have it." I took the dress to be polite. As we left the room, Helen paused. You'll stay here sometimes, won't you? After the wedding? This will be your room when you visit. Emily's room? Your room, she corrected gently. Your family now. Over the next few months, Helen and Thomas became increasingly involved in my life. Helen called me every day, invited me to lunch, to shopping, to the theater. She bought me gifts, jewelry, clothes, books. All things, she said, that Emily would have loved. Thomas was quieter but just as attentive. He'd ask about my work, my opinions, my dreams. He listened intently, like every word mattered. It should have felt nice, having parental figures after growing up without them. But it didn't feel nice. It felt suffocating. They started making comments about my appearance. You should wear your hair down more. Emily always wore hers down. That lipstick is too bright. Emily preferred softer colors. Have you thought about piano lessons? Emily was so talented. I'd never mentioned wanting to play piano. When I brought it up to Ryan, he brushed it off. They're just excited. They love you. It feels like they're trying to turn me into Emily. Catherine, you're being paranoid. My parents lost their daughter. If you remind them of her, is that really so bad? It makes them happy. I wanted to believe him. But then the wedding planning started. Helen took over immediately. Picked the venue, the same place she'd dreamed of Emily getting married. Chose the flowers, peonies, Emily's favorite. Selected my dress, vintage lace, exactly like one Emily had once admired in a magazine. I tried to assert myself. Actually, I was thinking of roses. Peonies are more elegant. Trust me, darling. I prefer a more modern dress style. This is a family heirloom style. Emily would have loved it. Every decision was made for me. Every choice filtered through the ghost of Emily. I felt like I was planning someone else's wedding. 2 months before the ceremony, I went to the Ashford house for dinner. Helen had made pot roast. Emily's favorite, she announced. I'd never told her I didn't like pot roast. After dinner, Thomas suggested I play piano. I don't know how, I said. He looked genuinely confused. But you said you played. No, I didn't. You must have. I remember clearly. I hadn't. I was sure of it. Helen jumped in. Let's not argue. Catherine, why don't you come upstairs? I have something for you. She led me to Emily's room again. This time, she opened a jewelry box and pulled out a necklace. A delicate gold chain with a small pendant, a piano. Emily wore this every day. I want you to have it. Helen, I appreciate the thought, but... Please. Her eyes filled with tears. It would mean so much to me. To Thomas. You're part of this family now. Emily would have wanted her things to go to someone who loves Ryan as much as she did. The way she said it made my skin crawl. But I took the necklace. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the way Helen looked at me. The way Thomas watched me. The way they corrected my preferences, my choices, my memories. The way they talked about Emily like she was still alive. And I started to wonder, what happened to Emily? Ryan had always been vague about his sister's death. Car accident, he'd said once. She was 18. It was sudden, but he never gave details. And when I asked, he shut down. So I did something I'm not proud of. I went digging. I started with public records. Found Emily's death certificate. Cause of death, accidental drowning. Not a car accident. Ryan had lied. I searched for news articles. Found one from 10 years ago. Local teen missing after boating accident. Body not recovered. Emily Ashford, 18, disappeared during a family boating trip. The boat capsized. Emily's body was never found. She was presumed dead. No body. Presumed dead. I kept searching. Found Emily's social media. Facebook, Instagram, both abandoned 10 years ago but still active. The last post on her Instagram was eerie. I can't do this anymore. I need to get away. Posted the day before she disappeared. Comments were full of concerned friends. Ing, are you okay? Call me. Please. Your parents are looking for you. I scrolled through her photos. Emily smiling with friends. Emily at school. Emily playing piano. And then I saw it. A photo from her 16th birthday. Emily standing between her parents. She looked miserable. Helen had her arm around Emily's shoulder, gripping tight. Thomas stood stiff beside her. The caption, Sweet 16. Wish I could run away. My stomach turned. I clicked on Emily's Facebook. Read through old posts. Most were normal. But buried in the archive, I found a post from when she was 17. Does anyone else feel like their parents are obsessed with them? Like, not in a normal way. In a creepy way. Dozens of comments. Friends joking, relating, offering support. But one comment stood out. From a username I didn't recognize. Emily, if you need help, please reach out. This sounds like enmeshment. It's not healthy. Emily's reply. It's worse than that. No further explanation. Kept digging. Found a blog Emily had kept in high school. The entries were heartbreaking. They don't see me as a person. I'm their doll. Their project. They choose my clothes, my friends, my hobbies. I can't breathe. I told them I want to study art. They said no. I'm going to business school. That's final. My life isn't mine. I'm 18 now. Legally an adult. But they won't let me leave. They've threatened to cut me off, to disown me if I don't do what they say. I have to get out. I don't care how. I just need to be free. The final entry, posted the day before she disappeared. I'm leaving. I don't know where I'm going, but anywhere is better than here. If you're reading this, know that I didn't die. I escaped. I stared at the screen, my heart pounding. Emily didn't die. She ran away. And Helen and Thomas had been lying about it for 10 years. I confronted Ryan that night. Your sister didn't die in a boating accident, did she? He looked up from his laptop, startled. What? Emily. She didn't die. She ran away. His face went pale. How do you? I found her blog. Her social media. She was planning to leave. And then she disappeared. Did you know? Ryan closed his laptop slowly. Catherine, this isn't. Answer me. Did you know Emily was alive? I don't know if she's alive. His voice was quiet. Trained. She disappeared 10 years ago. She could be dead. She could be anywhere. But she didn't drown. No. She didn't drown. Why did you lie to me? Because my parents. He ran his hand through his hair. They can't accept that she left. Destroyed them. They created this narrative that she died, that it was an accident. It's easier for them than admitting she ran away because she hated them. They're not just grieving, Ryan. They're trying to replace her. With me. That's not. Look at me. I was shouting now. Your mother dresses me like Emily. Your father asks me questions Emily would have answered. They've given me her jewelry, her room, her life. They don't see me. They see her. Ryan's silence confirmed it. Did you know? I asked, my voice breaking. When you met me, when you asked me out, did you know I looked like her? He didn't answer. Ryan. It was a coincidence, he said finally. I met you randomly. But yes, when I first saw you, I noticed the resemblance. And I thought maybe it would help my parents. If I brought home someone who reminded them of Emily, maybe they'd finally move on. I felt like I'd been punched. You used me. No. Catherine, I fell in love with you. That's real. But yes, part of me thought maybe this could heal them. By turning me into their dead daughter? They're not. It's not like that. It's exactly like that. I grabbed my coat and left. I should have called off the wedding right then. But I didn't. 'Cause I was angry. And I wanted answers. I wanted to know what really happened to Emily. So I went back to the Ashford house the next day. Alone. Helen answered the door, surprised. Catherine. What a lovely surprise. Come in. I need to talk to you about Emily. Her smile faltered. Emily? Why? I know she didn't die in a boating accident. I know she ran away. Helen's face went blank. I don't know what you're talking about. I found her blog, her social media. She was planning to leave. And then she disappeared. Catherine, you're confused. I'm not confused. You've been lying. For 10 years. Helen's expression shifted. The warmth drained from her face, replaced by something cold and hard. What did Ryan tell you? Enough. She stared at me for a long moment. Then she turned and walked into the living room. I followed. Helen sat down on the couch, perfectly composed. You want the truth? Yes. Fine. Emily didn't die. She ran away. Left a note saying she couldn't stand living here anymore. That we were suffocating her. That she needed to be free. Where is she now? I don't know. We hired private investigators. Spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to find her. But she vanished. Changed her name, probably. Started a new life somewhere. Without us. Her voice was bitter. Resentful. We gave her everything, Helen continued. The best schools. The best opportunities. We loved her. And she threw it all away. Called us controlling. Suffocating. As if wanting the best for your child is a crime. I felt sick. So you replaced her? With me. Helen looked at me sharply. I didn't replace her. I found you. And when I saw you, when I saw how much you looked like her, how similar you were, I thought maybe God was giving us a second chance. I'm not Emily. I know that. But the way she said it, I wasn't sure she did. Helen, this isn't healthy. You need to let Emily go. Don't tell me what I need. She stood up, her voice rising. You have no idea what it's like to lose a child. To have her reject you, abandon you. Emily broke my heart. And then you appeared. Perfect. Beautiful. Everything Emily should have been. I'm not her. You could be. Helen stepped closer. You could be the daughter I deserved. The one who stays. Who loves me back. I backed toward the door. I need to go. Catherine, please. Don't leave. I'll do anything. We can make this work. You can have Emily's room, her things. We'll take care of you. I'm calling off the wedding. Helen's face crumpled. No. No, you can't. Ryan loves you. We love you. You don't love me. You love a ghost. I left. Helen called after me, begging, pleading. I didn't look back. I broke up with Ryan that night. He tried to convince me to stay. Said his parents would get therapy. Said things would change. But I couldn't marry into that family. Couldn't spend my life being someone's replacement. Ryan accepted it eventually. He looked devastated, but he didn't fight. As I was packing my things from his apartment, he said quietly, I'm sorry. I should have protected you from them. You should have told me the truth from the beginning. I know. I moved out. Moved on. Started therapy to process the bizarre, suffocating months I'd spent as Emily's stand-in. I thought that was the end of it. It wasn't. 2 months after I broke up with Ryan, I got a message on Facebook from Emily Ashford. My blood went cold. The message was short. I saw your engagement photos online. You need to be careful. My parents are dangerous. I stared at the screen for a full minute before I could type a response. Is this really Emily? The reply came immediately. Yes. Can we meet? I need to tell you what really happened. We met at a coffee shop in Cambridge. Neutral territory. I got there early, anxious, scanning every face. And then she walked in. Emily Ashford. Alive. 28 years old now. She looked different from her photos, short hair, tattoos, nose ring. But the bone structure was the same. And yes, we looked alike. Not identical, but similar enough that I understood why Helen and Thomas had latched onto me. Emily sat down across from me. Thank you for meeting me. Are you really Emily? She pulled out her driver's license. Different name, Evelyn March. But the birth date matched. I changed my name when I turned 18. Legally. Made it harder for them to find me. They've been looking for you for 10 years. I know. I've had to move 4 times. Change jobs. Stay off social media. They're relentless. They think you drowned. Emily laughed bitterly. That's the story they tell people. But they know I'm alive. They just can't admit I chose to leave. Why did you run? She took a breath. Because they were smothering me. Literally. I couldn't make a single decision without their approval. What I wore. Who I talked to. What I studied. They micromanaged every aspect of my life. And when I tried to push back, they'd guilt me. We only want what's best for you. We love you so much. But it wasn't love. It was control. Ryan said. Ryan doesn't know the half of it. He was their golden child. He could do no wrong. But me? I was their project. Their doll. And when I turned 18 and told them I wanted to move out, go to art school, live my own life, they threatened me. Said if I left, I'd be disowned. Cut off. Alone. So you left anyway. I had to. I was suffocating. I faked the boating accident, capsized the boat on purpose, swam to shore, hitchhiked out of state. I've been hiding ever since. Why are you telling me this? Emily leaned forward. Because when I saw your photos with Ryan, I recognized the look in my mother's eyes. She's doing it again. She found someone who looks like me and she's trying to mold you into her perfect daughter. And I need you to know it won't stop. Even if you leave Ryan, they'll find a way to keep you in their lives. They're obsessed. A chill ran down my spine. I already broke up with Ryan. Relief crossed Emily's face. Good. That's good. But be careful. My parents don't let go easily. What do you mean? I mean they've tracked me down before. Shown up at my jobs. My apartments. Tried to convince me to come home. I've had to get restraining orders. Twice. Jesus. They see me as their property. And if they've latched onto you the same way. She trailed off. Just be careful. Don't underestimate them. I should have listened to her. 'Cause 2 weeks later, Helen showed up at my apartment. I was coming home from work when I saw her standing outside my building. Catherine, she called out, smiling. I've been trying to reach you. I'd blocked her number. Helen, you need to leave. Please. Just 5 minutes. I want to apologize. Against my better judgment, I let her in. She sat on my couch, looking fragile, broken. I'm sorry, she said. For everything. I know I pushed too hard. When Emily left, it broke me. And when I met you, I thought maybe I could have a daughter again. A second chance. I'm not your daughter. I know. And I was wrong to treat you like you were. But Catherine, I care about you. Genuinely. You don't have any family. I thought maybe we could be that for you. I softened slightly. Helen, I appreciate that. But the way you were acting, it wasn't healthy. I know. And I'm getting help. Thomas and I started therapy. We're working through our grief. We miss you. Ryan misses you. Ryan and I are over. He made a mistake. He loves you. Please just think about it. Come to dinner this weekend. No pressure. Just a chance to talk. I hesitated. And that was my mistake. I went to dinner. I told myself I'd keep my guard up. That I'd just listen, be polite, and leave. But Helen and Thomas were so warm. So normal. They didn't mention Emily once. They asked about my work, my life. Treated me like a person, not a replacement. By the end of the night, I felt hopeful. Maybe they really were changing. Ryan walked me to my car. Thank you for coming, he said. I know it wasn't easy. Your parents seem better. They're trying. We all are. He paused. Catherine, I know we're over. But I miss you. And I think maybe we could try again. Start fresh. No Emily. No weird family stuff. Just us. I looked at him. The man I'd almost married. I need time to think. Take all the time you need. I drove home feeling conflicted. And then I got a text from an unknown number. Get out. Now. They're lying. It was Emily. What are you talking about? I have a friend watching their house. She saw them preparing something in the basement. I don't know what. But Catherine, you need to stay away. They're planning something. Planning what? I don't know. But please. Trust me. Don't go back there. I should have listened. But part of me thought Emily was paranoid. That she was projecting her own trauma onto my situation. So when Helen invited me to brunch the following Sunday, I said yes. It was just the three of us, Helen, Thomas, and me. Ryan was out of town for work. We ate in their sunroom. Beautiful view of the garden. Light conversation. And then Helen said, Catherine, we have something for you. A gift. It's upstairs in Emily's room. Emily's room. I should have said no. But I followed her upstairs. The room looked the same as always. Pristine. Untouched. Except now on the bed was a photo album. I made this for you, Helen said. Pictures of Emily. I thought maybe you'd like to know more about her. And not to replace her. Just to understand our family better. I opened the album. Photos of Emily as a child. As a teenager. With Helen and Thomas. And then toward the end, photos of me. Me at dinner with the Ashfords. Me trying on Emily's dress. Me wearing Emily's necklace. Side-by-side comparisons of me and Emily. The same pose. The same angle. Like Helen had been recreating Emily's photos with me. What is this? I whispered. A memory book, Helen said softly. For when you move in. Move in. We've redone the room for you. It's yours now. Emily's gone. But you're here. And you're ours. I backed toward the door. But Thomas was standing there, blocking my path. Catherine, please don't be upset, Helen said. We just want you to be part of this family. Properly. Ryan agrees. You belong here. I need to leave. No. Helen's voice was firm. You need to stay. We can take care of you. Give you everything. A home. A family. Love. This isn't love. It is. You just don't see it yet. But you will. Once you settle in. Once you understand how much we need you. Thomas stepped closer. We won't let you leave, Catherine. Not like Emily. We lost her once. We won't lose you. I realized with growing horror that they'd planned this. The apologies, the therapy talk, the gradual reeling me back in. They were going to keep me here. By force. I did the only thing I could think of. I screamed. And I ran. Thomas tried to grab me, but I shoved past him. Ran down the stairs. Helen called after me. Catherine, please. We're your family. I burst out the front door. Got in my car. Locked the doors. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely get the key in the ignition. I drove straight to the police station. I told them everything. They took my statement. Said they'd investigate. But there was no crime. No evidence. Just my word against theirs. The police went to the Ashford house. Helen and Thomas denied everything. We invited Catherine to brunch. She seemed upset and left. We have no idea why she's making these accusations. The album? A photo book? A gift? She's misinterpreting our intentions. The blocked doorway? Thomas was standing in the hallway. He didn't block anyone. No crime. No proof. Just a woman who escaped before anything worse could happen. I filed for a restraining order. Helen and Thomas fought it. But Emily, Evelyn March, came forward. Testified about her own experiences. The restraining order was granted. Ryan called me once after. I didn't know. I swear, Catherine, I didn't know they were planning that. You knew they were obsessed. I thought they were getting better. They'll never get better, Ryan. Because they don't think they're wrong. I hung up. 6 months later, I got a call from Emily. They found me again, she said. Showed up at my work. Tried to convince me to come home. Did you call the police? Yeah. They were escorted off the property. But Catherine, they had photos. Of you. They were showing them to people. Saying you were their daughter. That you'd been kidnapped. My blood ran cold. What? They're not letting go. Neither of us. We met in person. Talked about options. And that's when we came up with the plan. We went public. Emily and I together gave an interview to a journalist who specialized in family dysfunction stories. We told everything. Emily's escape. The decade of hiding. The obsessive search. My experience. The replacement. The grooming. The attempted imprisonment. The article went viral. The parents who replaced their runaway daughter and tried to trap the replacement. Helen and Thomas Ashford were exposed. Their friends distanced themselves. Their social standing crumbled. Ryan left the state. Changed his number. Cut ties with his parents. Helen and Thomas tried to sue us for defamation. But everything we said was true. And we had evidence. Emails. Photos. Witness statements. They lost. It's been a year since the article came out. Emily and I are still in touch. Not close, we're too different. But we understand each other in a way no one else can. We're both free now. Helen and Thomas tried to reach out a few times. Letters. Gifts. Apologies that weren't really apologies. We don't respond. Last I heard, they'd moved out of state. Trying to escape the scandal. I hope they never find someone else to project onto. But I'm not sure they can change. Some people are so broken by loss that they break everyone around them. My name is Catherine Price. I'm 28 years old. I almost became someone's replacement daughter. I almost lost myself to a family's delusion. But I got out. And now I live my own life. Not as Emily. Not as anyone's second chance. Just as me. And that's enough.